Hey guys, so as promised in my last vlog video, I really wanted to share with you a little bit more about my abdominal separation and the exercise that I've been doing to strengthen that. So make sure you check out my last vlog, which I recorded at 5 weeks postpartum, to tell you a little bit more about how my first visit went with the physio. Tomorrow I'm due to go back to see the physio a second time, so I look forward to telling you what progress I might have made and also any more tips I may learn. Remember that these videos are certainly not to be educational. I just want to share with you my own experience, and everyone's journey will be really different. So make sure you see a physio, a women's health specialist for your own advice. Certainly don't follow my journey as your advice, but definitely I want to keep things real and show you guys exactly how I'm getting my body back postpartum. So this is all part of it, and I want to share with you the exercises. Excuse the baby music. I've got Chase down here playing on his play mat in between, so he can certainly help me out with doing some pelvic floor exercises as well. Alright, so the first thing that I want to tell you guys and show you is how to actually find that abdominal separation to start with. So how to check if you do or don't have it, and how to measure it on your own at home when you're sort of progressing, to see whether that gap is getting smaller or not. So what you need to do is lay down, pop your fingers just above your belly button, where you feel is the middle of your belly button. And then you're not going to do an actual sit-up or an actual crunch, but all you want to do is just lift your head forward. So you can see from the side there, I only have my neck off the ground a really small amount. And just with that, I can feel my abs tighten. And at the moment, to begin with, I had a 1 centimetre separation in my abs. Well, actually 2 centimetres at hospital, but 1 centimetre at 5 weeks postpartum. And now I can sort of barely fit a finger in between there. So that sort of tells me that I certainly have shortened that gap, which is really exciting, and it sounds like what I'm doing in my rehab is doing what I need to do. So just a bit of a nudie shot to show you the same thing. So right in the middle, lift your head, and you should be able to feel that gap in the middle, and I can feel I've got 1 centimetre. I can just fit my finger between there if I try, but my fingers are quite small, so I'd say it's less than a centimetre gap there, and certainly smaller than the first time I went and saw the physio, which is really exciting. So how did I strengthen this, and how did I bring those abs back together? The one exercise that I got taught to start with is one laying on the mat, and it looks like you're doing absolutely nothing, but trust me, it's really strengthening your abs and starting to bring that gap together. It's really, really important not to be doing sit-ups, crunches, planks, anything like that, no heavy lifting. Anything where you're pushing your body beyond its limits at this sort of early stage postpartum can give you the risk of prolapsing, and that's not something that you want. So if you want to know more about prolapsing, just Google it. It's not very nice, and this is the whole point of strengthening your pelvic floor and also strengthening your abdominal muscles. Is not so much cosmetic, but more about avoiding that prolapse. So holding a nice creating a nice strong core for our exercise from now on, and making sure that our tummies get back nice and firm, nice and tight, and yeah, nice and healthy. Okay, so the exercise for that top part of your abs there, which we just measured, is 1 centimetre gap. You want to lay down on the mat with your feet firmly. Okay, so video continued. This is definitely mum life for you. I had to stop recording before because baby just wasn't too happy. Then we've had dinner, husband's come home, put baby to bed, and yeah, now it's 8 o'clock, but we're going to continue filming because I really want to get this done for you guys and show you these exercises, especially before I go back to the physio tomorrow, and then I'll have some more updated advice, or I guess not advice, but my experience. So the exercise that I've been doing to strengthen and bring the top part of my abs together, which is what I've been talking about so far, is this one. So laying down on the mat, have your feet just flat on the ground, hips flat on the ground, and shoulder blades on the ground. And what you want to do is see the arch under my back there. We're actually aiming to flatten that arch. So it looks like you're doing, like I said, pretty much nothing. But that's the whole aim at the moment, is we're just clenching and squeezing your abs, engaging all those muscles, and really carefully bring them together without having any extra load like you would in a sit-up or anything like that. So basically what you want to do is breathe, take a deep breath in. So deep breath in, and then as you breathe out, you want to bring everything really, really tight and close, so you're flattening that gap then down underneath your back, and you're squeezing and holding that for about 5 seconds. So 5, 4, squeezing really tight, 3, 2, 1, and then you can relax. So then your back will come up a little bit more. So it might actually help if I bring my top up a little bit, and we'll do another rep. So excuse my fresh baby belly. still a little bit on the squishy side, but at 9 weeks postpartum, what can we expect? So like I say, got the bit of an arch under my back there. You can see that bit of a gap which you sort of naturally have, and we're going to squash that down and engage the abs. So deep breath in, deep breath out, and really squeeze, 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 squeeze as tight as you can, all the way. Keeping your hips on the ground, feet on the ground, shoulder blades on the ground, and really squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So, as simple as it sounds, that literally is the first exercise to start bringing those top abs all together. So that is all I've been doing. I've been doing 2 sets of those every day, so 10 reps and holding every one for 5 seconds. And that's what's slowly bringing those abs together. You got to think as well that everything else you do in a normal day also engages your abs. So every time I pick up chase, every time I bend over and pick anything up, obviously not heavy objects, every time I twist and shut a car door, or load washing, hang washing, anything like that, you're always engaging your abs as well. So you've got to make sure you're really conscious of squeezing your abs and not letting them go all lazy, and you're engaging your abs with everything that you do, making sure it's not too heavy, and you'll be continually strengthening them in everyday life as well. So that's the main exercise which I've been taught from the physio to strengthen my abs in my case, and that's what's helping to bring mine together at the moment. But like I say, concentrating all day throughout the day will also help too. So the next thing to talk about is pelvic floor. I consider the pelvic floor and I guess the top part of my abdominal muscles 2 different things that I'm working on. They do work together. The muscles are, you do engage both at once. So even when you're clenching your pelvic floor, you'll be activating your upper abs and vice versa. But in my head, I'm sort of treating both as completely different problems. So the top abdominal separation is where I have the 1 centimeter gap and I'm strengthening. Below my belly button, I have no gap. So naturally, my separation either wasn't so bad postpartum, or it closed on its own quite quickly. So I don't actually have a gap that I need to repair down below my belly button. But my pelvic floor, which is down in that groin, your pelvic floor area, that needs to be strengthened no matter what. So that's weak post-pregnancy, which everyone would have, and that's the part that you want to make sure you keep really strong, really healthy to avoid that disgusting prolapse kind of idea. So pelvic floor exercises are a little bit harder to show as far as you can't actually see anything when I'm doing the exercise, but it's all sort of about my muscle connection and really clenching the right muscles for the right amount of time. So similar kind of thing laying down. I was told by the physio to hold my fingers sort of right down here, sort of in your groin. So without being rude, you're popping your fingers sort of right down there in the lower part of your groin or hip sort of bone there, so you can feel where your hip bone sticks out. And I'm feeling just inside of that hip bone there. So pop just a couple of fingers there. If I wasn't obviously holding the video, you could hold it with 2 hands. And what you're doing, same thing, so breathing in, breathing out, and really squeezing down below. So you're engaging all the muscles down through here, right down deep in your pelvic floor in there. I'm not worrying so much about up here, not really clenching these at all, just focusing on pelvic floor and holding really, really tight. So again, same thing for 5 seconds, and then relax. So I also held that one for 5 seconds. So 2 times every day, both exercises, holding pelvic floor and then upper abs. Upper abs, the first one I showed you sort of more so feel like you're pulling inwards, so you're holding everything in on both sides, whereas pelvic floor is kind of more of a deeper muscle where you're clenching deep down inside, which is certainly the important part, and making sure that we're keeping everything really nice and strong. So I hope that sort of gave you a little bit more of an insight of the exercise I have been doing. Like I say, it's a little bit hard to show in a video because at the moment they look like I'm doing nothing. It's more about engaging the muscles. Tomorrow when I see the physio, I'm hoping to be ready for the next step. The physio last time said to me that I wouldn't be able to run, jump, do step-ups, any kind of impact for about 3 months. So now I'm at the 10-week stage. I'm hoping that I'm getting close to maybe that running stage. I certainly do miss doing things like stair sprints and step-ups and all my AMRAPs with jumping around. But of course I'm going to wait until I'm ready. So no rush. When my body's ready, I'm just looking forward to hearing what the next step might be, and hopefully getting some positive feedback for how I progressed. So I'll keep you updated. Once again, sorry for my messy, disgusting bed hair. This is just full-blown mum life for you. I like to keep it real and keep my videos nice and raw. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll give you another update over the weekend. Have a good night.